Good evening, everyone. It's Thursday at the range. Got a new Contender barrel to try today. It's 10-inch 3220, and the TC barrels in 3220 they use a 308 bullet. So we're going to start out with a vintage 110 grain Herter's soft point. It's like a 30 carbine bullet, and I've got 15 grains of IMR 4227 and a Winchester small pistol primer. This should get me, I think the numbers were about 1,600 feet per second. Don't quote me on it. I'll have to look the data up again. Not so much worried about velocity right now. I'm worried about whether I can get them to group or not. I have not fired the barrel yet. I just picked it up this past weekend. My son and I made a quick road trip up to Houghton, Michigan, and right across the river, or the Portage Canal, in Hancock, Michigan, we stopped at a gun shop and I found a couple of Contender barrels. I bought another 357 Herrett barrel. It's Super 14, and I found this 3220, so they fixed me right up with a package deal. This has an inexpensive Konus dot sight on it. I just left it on there, mounted it up on one of my frames. Ooh, those big bees there. We'll give it a try, see how it works. The target I'm shooting at today is a red printed ink, so I've got the dot on the green color. It seems like it has pretty good contrast. We'll see how it goes. First time with 3220, it's a new thing. I just loaded these up this afternoon before I came out. It's brass that came with the barrel. It's Winchester brass. Unfortunately, the case length was all over the place and very unsquare. The primer flash holes don't look all that great either, so I cleaned it up the best I could. It's trimmed back a little shorter than I would like it to trim versus the maximum length, but to get them even, I had to go back to about, what was it, I was about 30,000 short of where I'd really like to be. Let's just leave it at that, and we'll go over the numbers later if it's important. But to have something to fire in the barrel, I decided to go ahead and try it. So I'm set up here at 50 yards. We'll try the dot sight just as it is. I'll put a few on the target. I don't have a target camera set up down there, so we'll just take a look at it after a few and see how it goes. Got the ears in. I think I got the bag set up pretty decent here. This shouldn't have much recoil, so I don't think I'm going to have to hang on to it all that hard. I think that's going to work out okay. I can't see the impact, and I didn't set up my spotting scope, so we'll just have to walk down and take a look. Now, this is an early Contender frame with the pivot at the front, so sometimes, especially if it's a barrel I haven't run much on this frame, the brake action is pretty tough, so it takes a pretty good squeeze with a couple fingers. Well, that ejected real nicely. It looks like it formed the shoulder a bit. It's a cute little cartridge. It's nice 30 caliber. Let's see how that compares as far as how big the throat is. Oh yeah, it opened it up pretty good. We should have plenty of room if I choose to run a cast bullet at around 309 or 310. Looks like the front of the chamber is pretty generous. I'll go ahead and run another. Like I said, I can't see that, but we won't worry about it. We'll just shoot a few here and see where it tends to group, if it does group. Now these would be a bit warmer than you would run 3220 in a classic rifle. And once again, like I said, these are a 308 diameter bullet. Nice round primer impact. It looks pretty good. I loaded up, the bag of brass that came with the barrel had 47 rounds in it, so I loaded them all up. I probably won't put them all on camera and bore everyone with it. Maybe shoot this first handful and then take a look at the target. It's pretty pleasant to shoot. Yeah, I don't see anything weird there at all. I do have a little bit of just a smidgen of unburnt powder in there. Yeah, I can't see the impacts on that. I probably should have set up the spotting scope. It is a handsome little guy. Well, there's 5. Maybe we should go ahead and take a look at what the target looks like. Well, those 5 rounds weren't very productive. I've got one impact up here. Don't know where the others were. I would assume I might be high. So I think what I'll do is I'll dial in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 inches of down. And yeah, I don't know if they're all going to the right or not. I can't tell if anything was hitting. I don't see anything too fresh there, but you know, maybe, I don't know. Those, I thought I covered up all the holes on the target, so I'm not even sure. So what I might ought to do is I ought to come up a little closer and put a few on here. I was being pretty optimistic with my 50 yards. Maybe I'll just touch a couple off up close, maybe handhold them even, and see what I can come up with and see where I'm hitting the target if I'm closer, and then I'll have a little bit better. But oh, I don't know if that's fresh or not. Looks like it might be a little fresh, but oh, it's hard to tell. Let's move a little closer and see what happens. Okay, here we are sitting down at 25 yards. We'll try again and see if I can get them on the paper. I'm gonna be battling the mosquitoes a little bit here. Starting to get a little humid. I didn't really want to go for a long sleeve shirt, but if these mosquitoes keep chewing at me, I may have to. All right, let's see how we do. Okay, that's just outside the red at about 2 o'clock. Didn't quite have the position locked in as much as I would like to. Need to get this leg a little higher. There we go. That might work. I'm really jumpy today. I haven't had dinner yet. Plus, new firearms, they always just kind of even though this is just a barrel and even though it's really benign, try to get locked in here. Here's 3. Need to move, if I'm going to use this hold, I need to move that red dot forward a little bit. That hold was pretty good. I was hovering at 6 o'clock, just a little bit below center. When I look through an optic, especially if I'm seeing real good, even if I get right in the middle, I tend to hold a little low. It's just what I do. It's just a matter of learning. Like right now I'm stuck right on the bottom of the red. I can't, so I'll approach from the top a little higher. That's 5. Let's shoot a few more just to see if we get any consistency. That one went a little early. It's gonna be low. Mosquitoes. I like that hold a little better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's shoot 2 more that way. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flinched. The hold was better, but I flinched. That was better. All right, one more, then we'll go look at it. I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit at least. I can't get this elbow somewhere where I really want it. That's the problem. Okay, let's go take a look. Okay, so with that hold, I'm printing up in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I thought I had one up here, but I think I was seeing one of these. So it looks like with that hold anyway, we need to come down, like I thought, about 5 inches or so. Maybe 6 or 7 even, because we're about that much, and we're only at 25 yards. So I don't know where this red dot was kind of sighted for. Maybe it was kind of sighted for further back. And it looks like with that hold anyway, I also need to come to the right. So this isn't bad considering how shaky I am right now. So I'm gonna make a scope adjustment and we'll give it another try. Okay, I did make a about a quarter of a turn of down. I don't know how these things are graduated, so we may get some surprises. I also went to some long sleeves. The mosquitoes are starting to really tear me up. I'd like to move it to the right as well, but this doesn't have any markings on this adjuster here, so I'm not real sure what I'll get. So let's work on the elevation first. I moved it forward as well, so I'm hoping that that'll give me a little bit more steady hold. I wouldn't mind if it was even more forward than this, but it's this weaver base is a little cantilevered in the front. I think I'd like to have it back there at least to support it a little better. I may end up changing what's on this for sights. I might even just go back to standard sights on it. I don't know yet, so let's see what happens. Still at 25 yards. Let's see how my hold is here. Yeah, I think that's better. Yep, I think that's better. I'm not sure if I made any change there or not, or if I made too much change. I'm gonna hold to the right a little bit in case I'm off the paper to the left. Saw the dirt splash. I think I'm still, I don't know if it's still high or not. Well, I'm going to take a guess on the we'll go about 1/8 of a turn that way and see if that changes anything. Yeah, we're getting the brass fire formed anyway. I couldn't tell where that went. Let's go the other way, back to where we were, and then that will be that way. So I may have to look online and see if I can find some instructions on this dot. I think I may have went down too much. Let's try that about right there. That's still high and right. Let's try another. That was a pretty good hold that time, at least. Okay, I'm just gonna scoot down there real quick and see where these are hitting. I'm not gonna take the camera. Okay, it appears that I'm moving the sight the correct way. I just need to go more. Let's see if I get my position back in here. Okay. I like that hold. I can see the dirt splashing behind the target, so I think I'm getting better. Light is starting to go down. I can turn my brightness down a little bit. You got to pull the hammer back. I think I'm getting closer. Let's one more, then I'll walk up and check it again. That was a real good hold. Okay, I'll take a look. Okay, I figured out which way to move the scope, so I'm in this area now. I'll go ahead and put up a fresh target. I've got a handful of rounds left. I'll put up a fresh one and we'll shoot it from back at 50 off the bench again. Okay, we're back on the bench at 50 yards. I've got a fresh target up there. I covered up everything that was a hole from the previous shooting, and we'll do these last 9 rounds and see what we can print. Can definitely turn the dot down. Not that much. We got quite a little pile of 32. I said I had 47 pieces of brass that came with the barrel. So we got some dead soldiers there. I'm not going to worry where these are hitting. They're either going to be decent or not. We'll find out when we're done. It is very pleasant to shoot. It's a lot of fun. I can see where this is kind of like 300 blackout, where you could use up an awful lot of them in a day at the range. Turned out to be a pretty nice evening. It calmed right down. Humidity's starting to come up though. How many do I got left here? I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 5 left. Be interesting to see where these are impacting. I can't quite make them out from here. I do know which way to move the, I should draw an arrow on there because the markings are worn off. I don't know if I'll leave this this dot on there or change it to something else. I may put a regular scope on it. I may put a better red dot. You gotta pull the hammer back, and you see me flinch? Boy, flinch test. You think you don't flinch, and then you do something like that. All right, we're not gonna flinch this time. And we've got the hammer back. I really like that hold though. I was right on the money. I just was flinchy. No flinch. That's a good hold. Slow pull, and there it went. Yeehaw. Okay, 3 more. These are the 3 that are going to count. We'll concentrate on really good holds, slow squeeze. I like that. Start to squeeze it. Okay, we're down to the last 2. Stay in there. And I didn't pull the hammer back again, but I didn't flinch as much. I did flinch some. How come you guys don't tell me when I don't pull the hammer back? You're supposed to keep an eye on what I'm doing here. Okay. Puff up the bag a little bit. Okay, hammer's back this time. No flinching. Low. That was a good hold. Okay, 1 more. It is a cute little thing. I need to get more brass. 50 isn't going to be enough, and I only have 47. That felt pretty good too. All right, well, barrel's clear. Little bit of 4227 residue in there, but not much. This was the starting load that was published in the Spear manual for their 110 TMJ 30 carbine bullet. This old Herder's bullet was very similar. It's just that it was a soft point. So, but yeah, it's just a little bit of residue in there. Okay, well, let's go look at the target. Well, okay, we're making progress. It looks like I adjusted a little bit too much to the right, but I still need to come down quite some amount here. I'm holding in the center, and you know, the marks on the target here, I'm mosquito right in my face here, about 6 inches up. So I'm about 3 inches left and about 6 inches up right now at 50 yards. So boy, I can't complain with how it's shooting, with me being a little bit flinchy back there at 50 yards to shoot like this on the first load. Once you get it a little bit dialed in, that's not too shabby. So I'm gonna get these pieces of brass home, get them cleaned up and get them reloaded with another bullet, and probably stick with the same powder charge and dial that dot down, or think about what I want to do with the sights. But I think we've made good progress from where we started. Like I said, I'm still sitting right about 3 inches to the left and about 6 inches up at 50 yards. So we've got a good place to start. And hey, a little shout out to my friends at On Target in Kalamazoo. It's a great gun store. If you're ever in southern Michigan on the I-94 corridor, make sure you get up there to Kalamazoo and check out On Target. I really like to shop there. Thanks for watching.